Good morning, Coach. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Thank you, Steve.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll go ahead and let you start off with opening comments. Looking forward to the postseason. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, you're exactly right, Steve. We're looking forward to postseason starting. It's just an exciting time of the year for everybody, just to be able to go out and compete in tournaments and have the opportunity to cut down nets. And it's the best time of year. It's what you work hard all year long. It's what you work hard in June for, is the opportunity to be successful right now in March during tournament time. I guess I also want to just start out by congratulating our women that were recognized yesterday. Caitlin Clark being named unanimous freshman of the year. I think that was, obviously, in my opinion, an easy choice, but we do have other great freshmen in our league. I understand that. And then Monica being named to the all-tournament team. Kate being awarded the Sportsmanship Award. So congratulations to those women. We're really proud of the way they represent our program and happy that we were able to place two women on the top 11 in this conference.
All right, we'll go to questions for Coach Bluter. Please raise your hand as you have a question. We'll go to start with Jeff Linder. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, were you surprised or disappointed that Caitlin was not Player of the Year in the Big Ten?
Hang on, I'm going to try to get something. How can I get that off?
Oh, this got you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Was I disappointed? I think as a coach, you're always disappointed when your players, don't get things. It's like any parent, right? You like to see your kids be successful. And I said this to McKenna yesterday, that I think she deserves some recognition as well. I think she's had a fabulous year, almost averaging a double-double. But I do think Naz Hillman is a great player and a great young woman. And, if you're not going to get it, at least it's to somebody that you highly respect. And so I'm very happy about that. And I know Caitlin probably feels the same way, but I think she is deserving of that honor. And I wish there could have been co-Big Ten Players of the Year this year, because I think we had two women that were very, very worthy of that.
Dargan, go ahead.
Yeah, just other than obviously playing well and advancing, what are the biggest things that you feel like this week, the way you hope it's a long stay can do for you guys ahead of the NCAA tournament?
What do I hope the week can do? I guess, like you just said, play well on a long stay. I mean, that's what you want, right? I mean, it's that if you play well, you get to play another game this time of year. And that's what's fun. That's what, kids want to do. That's what coaches want to do, is we want to play. And so we get the opportunity now. And the better you play, the longer you get to play. And so, I think it could be great momentum going into the NCAA tournament if we have a good showing at the Big Ten tournament. That always gives you confidence in that situation as well.
Steve Batterson.
Yeah, Lisa, how has this Purdue team evolved since you saw them back in January? And how do you feel like your team is playing right now?
Well, I think that I think they've been playing better of lately, and it's not indicative in their win-loss record. They've played some tough people, but it's like they're in games, okay? Like, they played at Indiana and lost a 9-point game. I'm sorry, that was us. I was looking at the wrong one for a second. I'm sorry, but I know they lost. It was 15 in the end, but it was close all the way through. We watched the game, and it was pretty close up until like midway through that fourth quarter. So I know Sharon, she's a good coach. I know Kiana Taylor is a great point guard. They have wonderful height inside and experience with 6'4" center. It's a team that has some good experience. They have two seniors starting lineup, two juniors. Madison Layden really lit it up against us on our home court last time. She played very, very well. And Purdue's always kind of thought of this as their home court. They've always kind of worn it when they go to the Big Ten, that they believe, it's their home court. Now, this year, without as many fans, it's going to be interesting. But they still carry that feel, being one of the closest teams to Indianapolis. I mean, I hope we're better than when we played them the first time. You're right. That's what the direction you always want to be headed, is that I hope that we are, better. We made some defensive mistakes at the end of that game, but in the last 5 minutes, we were down 6 and then came back and won by, what did I just say? I don't remember now, 8, 9. So we had a great last 5 minutes of that game, both offensively and defensively. And McKenna Warnock was a big part of that.
Cindy, go ahead, Cindy.
Hi, Coach. Could you explain a little what Kate Martin does to be your representative for the Good Sportsmanship Award, please?
Yes, absolutely. The thing about Kate, and you want this for all your players, just to bring it every day, right? Like, she's that example. She's one of our captains. She's one of our 3 captains. But she brings that hard work every single day. I mean, she is diving on the ball for loose balls. And I guess that's not sportsmanship, right? That is more effort and hard work. But Kate is one of the first people to build other people up. She's one of the first people to go over and tell somebody they got it after maybe they make a mistake or miss a shot or miss a defensive assignment. Sorry, I got stuff going on here. She's just she really carries herself in a first-class manner and represents this program like we want it to be represented. So I'm really, really proud of Kate, and considering, she's a redshirt sophomore, the future looks really bright for her.
Ben Palia, go ahead.
Yeah, so is Logan Cook going to be available for the tournament? And if not, what's that mean for the depth of the team, especially in a tournament setting?
She won't be available until Saturday night. She just has to complete Big Ten protocol as far as testing and conditioning to get herself back into playing shape. And that won't happen until Saturday. So hopefully we'll make it to the championship game and she'll be able to participate. But she will be ready for the NCAA.
Any further questions for Coach? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, just to expand on that, will she be making the trip, and does she have to kind of quarantine and stay in a room until Saturday, or how does that work?
No, she has concluded her quarantine. She is out. She's at our practices. She was at our last game. She is as good as gold. She's getting tested every day like the rest of us, and so she's fine. It really is now just following up with Big Ten protocol, which is more lengthy than other conferences, because we're really protective of our student athletes' health, and I think it's terrific. But they do stay longer because they do go through some heart monitoring and some conditioning tests before they're able to take the court again. So it'll be Saturday night, but she will be with the team, and looking forward to having her, with our team. I wouldn't want her to miss this experience.
Did you have a follow-up there, Jeff?
Yeah, just kind of related to that, kind of not. You were able to play 19 games this year. Some of the Big Ten teams played 12, 13, 14. What did this team do right to, to stay out of COVID trouble? And, is a little bit of that luck?
We actually played 23 games this year. We only
19 Big Ten games.
Okay, 19 Big Ten. You're right. Yeah, I mean, there's some people in our conference, I think, that only played 14 Big Ten games. We only, missed the one game at Rutgers that they postponed. And I think I'm just really proud of our women for the way they've handled this situation. I mean, yes, Logan missed a game, but 2 games, but quite honestly, we've been, as I don't want to say this, it could jinx us, unaffected as some, as could be, really, with not having people miss or quarantine. And so I'm very thankful for the way that we've conducted ourselves. I'm very thankful for the health professionals here, those people that test us every day, the way our administration has handled this, and the finances and the protocol. And I mean, everybody, our athletic trainer, Jenny Serter, has worked double time this year. She's had to learn how to PCR test. She's had to be the go with all, like the go between the testers and the players and get all that organized. I mean, she has worked so hard this year. And so there are so many unsung heroes onto why our team has been able to play so many games. And, I can't thank those people enough.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
All right. McKenna, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're joined by McKenna Warnock, so please raise your hand if you have a question and we'll get started here. Go ahead, Jeff Linder.
Hey McKenna, last time you played Purdue, you had a really good game. I think you had 19 points. I don't think you missed a shot from the field. What do you remember about that game, and how do you try to replicate that tomorrow night?
Yeah, Coach Bluter kind of touched on that. It was a really good game up until about 5 minutes left in that fourth quarter. And then I just kind of remember a spark in one of our huddles. Coach Jansen, she always has some of these amazing speeches that she loves to pull out. And that was one of them. And I think that as a team, we kind of just turned it around defensively, and that helped us secure a win. So I think going into this game, knowing that defense needs to be how it was in those last 5 minutes of that previous game.
Any further questions for McKenna? Steve Batterson, go ahead.
What challenges do you see in Purdue as you watch them on tape?
Well, they have an amazing point guard. Keanu Traylor is obviously a great player, and they also have some really good depth. They have some really amazing shooters on the outside, and then they also have some really good post players. They have some really good defensive weapons as well. So they're an overall really well-rounded team. As Coach Bluter also said, Purdue is right next to Indianapolis, so it is kind of their home, and I think that they pride themselves in that as well. But I'm excited as a team to come in and just see how we match up with them now.
What is kind of the mindset as tournament time is here?
Anything can happen. I guess it's March, so we're really excited as a team. We've been there so many times this year with those top-ranked teams in the Big Ten, and I think that this can really be a huge breakthrough for our team.
Thanks.
Further questions for McKenna? All right. Thank you, McKenna. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Okay, Lexi, you can go ahead and turn your camera on. Thank you.
All right. So I think we have Alexis joining us. There we go. Get her on the spotlight here, and we should be good to go. Alexis, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, questions for Alexis? Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, as one of the team's main to the team come tournament time.
I'm sorry, you kind of broke up there.
Yeah, so kind of as one of the team's captains, what's your message been? And I don't know, what have you been telling your team to prepare for the tournament?
Yeah, so I think something that going into the Big Ten tournament, we've kind of just stressed the fact that right now the past records don't really matter. You know, those wins and losses in the regular season don't really matter because now people are fighting for kind of seedings and standings for the Big Ten tournament, for the NCAA tournament. So it's kind of like a fresh start. And we have Purdue first round. We beat Purdue in the regular season, but that's not something that we can go into, have that mentality going into the game because those are games that, when you surpass a team, look over a team, it doesn't really end well. So just, going into each game with not thinking about what happened in the past, but continuing to work on and challenge ourselves with the things that we've been kind of focusing on for the season, which is defense and kind of, keeping everything team oriented.
Cindy, go ahead.
Hi, Alexis. Iowa typically has a big following of fans that go to the tournament and go to games. What's it been like this year without, quite as many fans there cheering you on?
Yeah, I think it was hard at the beginning of the season just because it was an adjustment that we all had to make, especially for those freshmen. That's Iowa, where we have a great attendance for every game, and coming in as a freshman, that's what you kind of look forward to because that is one of the reasons why you committed here. But I think us captains have, something we preached was we have to create our own energy. We can't rely on what our fans can or cannot bring, especially going to Michigan State, who, they had no fans. It was just background noise. So it's been challenging, but I think now we're kind of used to it and just appreciative for any fans that we do get.
Other questions for Alexis? All right. Thanks for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank
And our third and final player will be Caitlin Clark, who will be joining us here in a second. All right, Caitlin, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
There we
I
go.
can.
All right, thanks, Caitlin, for joining us this morning. We'll go ahead and get to questions for Caitlin Clark. Please raise your hand if you have a question. Go ahead, Jeff Linder.
Yeah, Caitlin, this is kind of a new thing for you, the possibility of playing 4 games in 4 days. Just your thoughts about that and the challenges, physically, mentally that might present.
Yeah, obviously it's going to be challenging for every team. It's not just us. So you can't kind of count that out. So I think coming in, you have to be mentally prepared. You're not going to have time to practice and prep for every team like you have had all season. So I think a lot of it will be mental, but also the physical side. You'll have to recover your body, especially our first game's at 8:30 at night. So we're going to get back to the hotel pretty late. So just being able to take care of your body, I think is super important. But I think at the same time, we'll be able to use it to our advantage. I think if you're going to win four games in 4 days, you're going to get on a roll. And I think just playing back to back to back can definitely be used to your advantage for sure.
Other questions for Caitlin? Go ahead, Jeff.
Any disappointment at all in the Big Ten Player of the Year voting?
No, I mean, there's a lot of good players in the Big Ten. And honestly, if it wasn't going to be me, I'm glad it's Naz. I'm good friends with her. I actually texted her and congratulated her. So she was my teammate. So she's a heck of a player. And it was fun competing against her. But overall, we're just trying to win. And I think winning the Big Ten tournament would be huge for us and a step in the right direction to continue to prove to people like we are a national legit team. So that's all we're focused on right now moving forward.
All right. Anything else for Caitlin? All right. Thank you, Caitlin. Good luck this week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time today.